All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today we're looking at an ancient epic confrontation from the Mahabharata that perfectly frames a struggle we honestly still face today, the timeless battle between merit and birthright. We're zooming in on one of the most dramatic moments in the text, a single event that forces us to look hard at how society actually judges a person's worth. We're heading straight into a highly dramatic arena confrontation to ask a huge question. Does where you come from determine your worth, or does your raw skill? It's a question that defines the very core of our social structures, both back then and right now. When the dust finally settles in the arena, what matters more to people? The blood in your veins or the power in your swing?
Part 1. An unexpected arena arrival.
Okay, picture the scene. The greatest warriors of the land have gathered to showcase their unmatched skills. The crowd is absolutely roaring. The armor is glittering. But then, into this intense arena of elite royalty walks Adhiratha. He's not a king. He's an aging, humble charioteer. His clothing, described as a sheet just loosely hanging down, stands in complete contrast to all the princes. He is physically trembling, he's sweating, and he's leaning heavily on his staff. He's literally the most out-of-place person you could imagine in this gathering of the world's most powerful elites.
Now watch the reaction of the mighty warrior Karna. Karna has just proven himself as an unmatched fighter and has literally just been crowned the King of Anga. His head is still wet from the ceremonial water, but the second he sees this trembling old man, Karna instantly drops his weapon. Driven by deep filial respect, he bows his still wet, crowned head to this humble commoner. Adhiratha hurries over, covers Karna's feet with his sheet, and weeping, embraces him as his son.
Which brings us to Section 2, the sting of prejudice.
You know, this incredibly touching display of love between a father and son should be a beautiful moment, right? Well, not here. In this highly stratified society, it instantly triggers a brutal classist backlash from the royals watching. The Pandava prince Bhimasena realizes Karna is the son of a mere charioteer and unleashes this sharp, biting insult. He mocks Karna, telling him to go grab a whip, his father's tool, instead of fighting. And then he drops this devastating line, saying Karna isn't worthy to rule, even as a dog doth not deserve the butter placed before the sacrificial fire. It's an absolute rejection of Karna's achievements based entirely on what his dad does for a living.
So, the crucial context here is understanding the Kshatriya, the warrior class of the era. By definition, physical strength and martial prowess are supposed to be their ultimate virtues. Might is everything. Yet, as we see right here, royal bloodlines are fiercely gatekept. The elite are perfectly happy to celebrate strength right up until that strength belongs to someone from the working class.
Let's move to Section 3, merit over bloodline. So Karna is just standing there silent, looking up at the sun with quivering lips, taking this abuse. But then, an unexpected defender steps forward with a calculated, deeply progressive argument. Prince Duryodhana, a bitter rival to the Pandavas, stands up in sheer, unadulterated anger. The source text describes this so poetically, saying he rises like a mad elephant riseth from an assemblage of lotuses. What an image! He passionately defends Karna's right to fight and rule, declaring that might is the true virtue of a warrior, and that even a warrior of inferior birth deserves combat, not insults.
And this right here brilliantly illustrates the philosophical clash happening in the dirt of the arena. On the left, you've got Bhima enforcing strict exclusionary class boundaries, insisting that only verified royalty gets to wield power. On the right side, you have Duryodhana's view, championing pure strength and merit. He's arguing that if you have the power, you have the right, period.
Duryodhana then delivers this soaring, rhetorical defense. He looks at the crowd and says, "The lineage of heroes, like the sources of a lordly river, is ever unknown." He's emphasizing that true greatness often comes from humble or entirely mysterious beginnings. You don't judge a massive roaring river by the tiny, hidden spring it trickles out of, right? You judge it by its current power.
And he comes with receipts. Duryodhana backs his argument with a rapid-fire list of legendary figures and weapons that all had totally unconventional origins. A mighty thunder weapon made from a mortal's bone, deities with mixed lineages, caste-changing warriors. But his absolute mic drop moment, he points out that the Pandavas' own teachers, Drona and Kripa, were literally born in a water pot and a clump of heath. He is entirely exposing the hypocrisy of the elite's gatekeeping.
He then points directly at Karna, noting his physical magnificence, his natural armor, his undeniable splendor. Duryodhana asks the crowd a simple question. Can a she-deer bring forth a tiger? He's arguing that a warrior as magnificent as Karna could never truly be just the son of a simple charioteer. By sheer presence alone, Karna proves his inherent worthiness to rule not just one kingdom, but the entire world.
Section 4. Secrets and Shifting Alliances. Duryodhana throws down the gauntlet. He challenges anyone in the crowd who disagrees to step up, get in a chariot, and try to bend a bow with their feet. And guess what? Nobody takes him up on it. In this moment, the power dynamics of this universe fundamentally shift. A confused murmur of approval ripples through the spectators. The sun goes down, the lamps are lit, and in a highly symbolic gesture, Duryodhana takes Karna by the hand and leads him out. That simple act of walking away together cements a formidable new alliance that's going to change the fate of their entire world. Now, what's fascinating is the secret psychological fallout of this single event. Look at the key players here. Kunti, watching from the stands, recognizes Karna's auspicious marks and is secretly thrilled because she knows he's actually her own biological son placed in a river long ago. Duryodhana, by gaining Karna's loyalty, completely banishes his fear of his rival Arjuna's martial skills. And Yudhishthira? He leaves the arena deeply impressed but heavily burdened with the terrifying realization that there is no warrior on earth quite like Karna. So I'll leave you with this final, provocative thought to consider from this incredible text. When a society rigidly gatekeeps its highest ranks based on birth and fuels an unmatched powerful warrior with the bitter sting of classist rejection, who will ultimately survive the consequences? Merit and birthright literally collided in the arena that day, and the resulting shockwaves would eventually bring their whole world to war. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I hope it leaves you thinking a little differently about how we recognize and reward true merit today. See you next time.